I'm going to show how to do a slip knot, a chain, and a single crochet. And I'm also going to discuss how I use the hook, how I position the yarn on my hand, and the different movements. Okay. And the reason I use specific movements is I try to reduce friction on your tendons so you don't get carpal tunnel syndrome if you crochet for long periods of times. But however you do it, everybody has their own preference. And so this is a number 5.5 millimeter. I like the metal hooks. They just have a nice, smooth movement with the yarn. And this is just a regular worsted yarn. And some people, they call this like the knife hold. And then they have the pencil hold, which is just a combination of loosely. Some people hold it tightly, some people hold it loosely. However you find whatever works for you, I'm just showing you and sharing with you how I hold mine. So I take the yarn basically around this first finger here. First, I'm going to show you how to do a slip knot, and there's so many different ways that you can create your own slip knot. I just make like a fish. See? All right. Then I'm going to take this tail and I'm going to go wrap it around this right here, tuck it under while I'm holding this right here. Again, there's so many ways. People use their fingers, so you'll find different ways to create a slip knot. That's the way I like to do it. So now you can measure, you see this middle part? You can measure, trying to make sure I'm in the camera properly. You can measure against this if you want to, or if you'd rather have it tighter, it's up to you. At any rate, you'll get the hang of it, whatever you want your tension to be, just the consistency if you're first time you're learning this. So you have your first, what this is called is a chain. You're going to go with your hook, go down. See, I'm holding everything. Again, this is completely optional on how you hold it. Okay. But I like to have more control in my fingers. The less movement I have in the wrist, the better, and the less chance of getting carpal tunnel. And I try to have a relaxed grip. Maybe that'll work for some, maybe not for others, depending on what you're doing, how tight of attention. But I try to have all the movement in the hook and the fingers, as much movement away from movement in the wrist as possible. But that's just me. Okay, so you come up under there, turn your hook down, and bring it through. Ta-da! And then when you bring it up, you should have about the same measurement of each chain. Again, I'm going to try to zoom in just a tiny bit. Make sure I'm in the screen here. Turn it down, go through. And then I choke up. I call it choking up. If you ever play baseball, you choke up on the bat. That's where I get it from, choking up on this. So you're basically going to choke this yarn just a tiny bit. You put this bottom, hold it in place, and it kind of keeps your stitches from stretching also while you are crocheting in different stitches. So I'm holding that right there with my finger and my thumb, and I'm going to turn the hook. Notice I'm turning the hook by turning the wrapping around by turning the hook, not using my wrist. And nice, everything I'm doing is relaxed. And when I'm sitting like outside in a chair, I've got my arms against my body, so I'm not even holding my arms up. Right now they're propped up against a table. So the less that I have to use my muscles, the less fatigue on my tendons and muscles, and especially like if you have arthritis, keeping it as relaxed as possible is the best way. So there's that. And I choke back up. You can choke up on each stitch. You'll get the flow of what is most comfortable for you. Okay, and so now I'm going to show how to start a row using the first chain. Now what they call the first stitch is that, see how this this is where the yarn is in this hole right here. So you're going to go to the next one where there's no yarn coming through, and that's called the first stitch or the first chain. Okay, you're going to go through and push it up a little bit and see I'm turning it. I'm going to bring that yarn up through. And as you bring the yarn up, you pull it just a little bit so that you see how these loops are even. And then you're going to wrap around and go through both of those, and that is a single crochet. Single, you don't wrap around before you go down through the hole. If you wrap around before you go down through the hole, I'll show you a double crochet and some other, but this is just a single crochet. Okay, so now see how this yarn is in this hole? So this will be your next chain. See this hole where the stitch is a part of? So that will be, you'll go to the next one where it's not in there. Wrap around again, wrap. See, all my grip is relaxed. Nice, loose, relaxed. Then you just go down. See how I've got my finger right where the hook is going to go? And again, you'll figure out your own preference. So this hook is on top of this yarn. So you're going to turn your hook down and catch it and bring it through. And kind of bring it up just a tiny bit so that this loop and this loop is even. So I've got a little, some kind of fuzz on there. Wrap around and bring through. Now I'm going to go to the end and show you how to turn your row. I'm going to pause this. Okay, so I have one stitch left for this row. So I'm going to go down through that hole. Show that again. Down through that hole, wrap around and bring it up through, and then I have these two even, wrap around and bring it to. Now whenever you end a row, you're going to do what's called add a chain before you turn your work. So you see how this is even? If you put this right here on top of that, you should be even. It should be even. Okay, so you're going to wrap around and add a chain. Now see how the work is on the right. Now you're going to turn your work, that's what it's called, so that your work is on the left, because in crochet you work from right to left. So now let's show which one is going to be the first chain. Because this chain that you added before you turned, the yarn is in that, then this one here is going to be your first stitch. So you basically go down, turn your hook, catch it, bring it up through the hole. And again, your loops are the same equal length on your hook. Wrap around and to go through. And that is it. And again, as far as your movement of your hands, how you hold your yarn, all that, you will find your own preference. Okay, it's completely up to you. I'm just sharing with you, you know, if people crochet for long periods of time, especially big projects like a large blanket, the more relaxed you can keep your grip, the better it's going to be on your body. Maybe you can't crochet as fast. Some people find the knife hole, they crochet faster. Somebody even did a test to see which grip that they used and which one they were able to crochet faster. But as for me, I just think it's just better for me to keep as much as relaxed as possible. I do giveaways. If you're interested in that, go to my home channel and check my giveaway list. I have a giveaway playlist and you'll learn about that. I give away crochet makes, cash, PayPal, Robux, and all kinds of other stuff. Anywho's, please consider liking this video and subscribing if you're not already, because it helps with visibility, and then other people The more people interact with the video, the more the algorithm will push that video to more visibility, and it helps so other people can see this as well. And consider please sharing this video as well. Thank you, and hope you have a blessed one. And I have other tutorials. How I've got a whole bunch of stitches if you're wanting to learn other stitches. The next video I'm going to do is showing how to make a 5-petal flower. Yeah, I'm making this little poodle. Isn't it cute? I learned that on a tutorial on YouTube. Yeah, I love tutorials. So if you do tutorials on your channel, please comment and let me know, and I'll go check them out. And I put a lot of people's tutorials on my craft playlist. So if you want to see all the tutorials that I've kept over the years, because some of them you may not even see, because if they're a few years old, they may not have the visibility in the algorithm anymore. Be a channel they're not uploading anymore, so you're not going to see them. So that's what playlists are really good, because you want to go find something that you saw maybe a year or so ago or a few months ago, and it's no longer visible. You search for it and it's not going to show up because the most newer ones are visible or whatever. So check out the craft playlist on my channel as well. Or you can just click playlists on my channel and it shows you all my playlist. Thank you.